Here's a little prototype I've been working on which adds a simple battery backpack to the Raspberry Pi Zero. So as you can see, this little thing fits within the footprint of the Pi Zero, and it turns the Zero into a pocketable computer you could use for different local Wi-Fi and Bluetooth applications. It takes two AAA batteries, and depending on the quality of the batteries you get, you can expect 2 to 3 hours runtime. I chose AAA over LiPo batteries, firstly because of the simplicity of the circuit, but also for the cheaper price, the size, and the easy availability of the parts needed. To use the device, you simply screw the battery backpack onto the Pi Zero. The contacts automatically make a solid connection to the 5V and ground test pads underneath the computer board. Then you add your batteries and switch it on. Easy. The kind of applications I had in mind for this was for powering things like a Pocket Pirate box or some other kind of temporary access point or captive portal. It consists of the following: 2 AAA batteries, AAA battery springs and contacts, you can find these on eBay, the innards from the USB female port, 3D printed parts, a switch, 3.7V to 5V step-up converter. The batteries only output 3V, but this seems to work fine. Some thin wires and 4 M2.5 8mm screws. The circuit is very simple, connecting the two batteries together in series and then outputting that through the step-up converter. This takes the 3V from the batteries and turns it into 5V for the Zero to run on. The 3D printed part is split into two pieces, the first being the battery enclosure with space for the springs and contacts, the switch, and the little buck converter. Then there's the second part which connects directly to the Zero. I used 2 contacts from the female USB port, and they're placed in such a way that when it's screwed in, the contacts are forced up against the test pads underneath the Zero, providing a secure enough connection. The 3D files for this are up on the Node GitHub page, so check them out if you want to make your own. So that's the prototype for the Pi Zero battery backpack, a simple little project that may be useful for some of you. It's worth mentioning that you shouldn't charge the Zero over USB and have the battery on at the same time, because it will probably mess up the batteries and might brick your Zero. Obviously, as I develop this, I'll add a cover or perhaps an enclosure for the entire thing. And other than that, I just wanted to say thanks for the continued support, and I'll see you in the next video.